you do look to be in great shape. How is the training camp going? Because we see the 30-second clips with Rafael Cordero and your whole team, but could you give us a little more insight into how things are going?
I'm doing great, but my body is shit right now. I'm sore, I'm really sore.
Sure, he's 100, but G looks good.
Yeah, man, he's looking really, really good. I'm definitely a little bit crazy, and I'm definitely a little bit scared.
Mike Tyson, once the most feared man in the ring, is now facing a turbulent chapter just 2 months after his highly publicized showdown with Jake Paul. Once a name synonymous with dominance, Tyson's recent struggles are painting a stark contrast to his legendary past. Following the much-anticipated fight on November the 15th, 2020...
The head movement and inside is just wild.
Everything. And the power. It was just, that's what you wanted to see from a heavyweight. So that guy is still alive, and he still remembers all these moments.
Which left fans divided on its impact on Tyson's legacy, the fallout has been swift and unkind. Footage has surfaced showing Tyson looking out of shape, with weight gain that's anything but muscle. Once celebrated for his power and speed, he now seems to be grappling with the weight of regret and an uncertain future. Tyson's return to the ring was more than just a fight. It was a spectacle.
Mike Tyson, people would talk to. There's certain people that are just crazy, man.
Well, these people that think that he don't stand a chance against Jake Paul, they're like, this shouldn't even, like, because he's too old. I was like, I think you're crazy.
A clash of generations, egos, and legacies. Yet, what was meant to reaffirm his greatness has turned into a harsh reality check. Critics now question whether his comeback was worth the toll it's taken on his reputation and physical condition. The fans, seeing the baddest man on the planet in this state is jarring. Tyson's journey from a boxing whirlwind to a struggling figure is a poignant reminder of how even legends can falter when chasing past glory. Even legends face their downfall, and Mike Tyson's latest chapter is a sobering reminder. The once unstoppable force, feared for his brutal knockouts, is now a shadow of his
friend. Mike Tyson tweeted that he almost died over the summer. He said, he had a bunch of blood transfusions, just had to fight to get healthy, and then his performance yesterday against Jake Paul. Just your thoughts on what we saw.
Mike Tyson was right, and I was wrong.
Former self. At 58 and having survived a near-death experience earlier this year, Tyson returned to face Jake Paul, a YouTuber turned boxer nearly half his age. The fight, far from a competitive contest, felt more like a sad spectacle. Tyson struggled to find his rhythm as Paul moved with the energy and speed of youth, highlighting the stark
Welcome home, Iron Mike Tyson!
Contrast between them. This wasn't the Tyson who tore through opponents. It was a worn-out icon, broken and barely hanging on, fighting more for survival than glory. The aftermath of Mike Tyson's fight against Jake Paul has left the legendary boxer in emotional turmoil. At 58 years old, stepping back into the ring was always going to be a monumental challenge.
Last day and was ready to kill everybody on the boat because he had to jump in with all these sharks again in the middle of Florida. And he's like, this fucking asshole says that, he cares about me and everything else. I've been fighting since I was 12. And he throws me in the fucking ocean with a bunch of sharks.
Challenge, not just physically, but emotionally. Tyson himself has spoken openly about the toll it has taken, saying, "The fight was such a big ascent. We were so up and high." In a Raw December 9th interview, he admitted, "I'm depressed a little bit after the fight." Offering a glimpse into the struggles of a man who spent his life chasing greatness and is now grappling with the reality that time has moved on. What was...
but the day after the fight, the day after, I woke up and told my wife, why did I do that?
Meant to be a triumphant return has turned into a roller coaster of emotions and controversy. The much-hyped bout wasn't just about fists, it was a symbolic clash of legacies. Jake Paul, a YouTuber turned boxer,
Nature a horrible fight, right from the start. It was just awful.
Emerged victorious, leaving Tyson with his pride bruised and his legacy under scrutiny. For Tyson, the fallout hit harder than any punch.
In a Raw December 9th interview, Tyson admitted he's depressed a little bit after the fight. For a man who once ruled boxing, this wasn't just about losing.
This wasn't just about losing a fight. It was about confronting his purpose and place in a world that once revered him. His return was supposed to celebrate his legacy, but the reality has proven far more sobering. At 58, Mike Tyson faced more than defeat in his fight against Jake Paul. It was the crushing realization that even legends cannot escape time's grip. Yet, the fight was a massive spectacle, drawing a record-breaking 108 million viewers on Netflix. The hype was undeniable. Tyson, the warrior of old, versus Paul, the new age disruptor. From the opening bell, it was clear this wasn't going to be a fairy tale comeback. Tyson started strong, throwing punches reminiscent of his prime. But by the second round, the cracks began to show. His firepower was diminished, his stamina faded, and Jake Paul capitalized on every weakness. Round after round, Paul's speed and youth outmatched Tyson's experience. The devastating power that once defined Tyson's punches was gone. By the fourth round, the crowd wasn't witnessing a legend's return, but rather the harsh reality of time's toll. The fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul was more than a boxing match. It was a poignant reminder that Father Time is undefeated. The bout ended in a unanimous decision for Paul, with scores of 80-82 and 79-73 twice, a clean sweep with no controversy. For Paul, it was a career highlight. For Tyson, it was a bitter pill. Rumors of a leaked fight script only added to the drama, overshadowing the sport itself. Tyson's loss wasn't just on the scorecards, it was etched into every labored breath, every sluggish step, and
Judge David Yakubuchi sees the contest 80-72, while judges Lawrence Cole and Jesse Reyes see it 79-73, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Jake El Gallo!
Every punch that lacked the devastating impact of his prime. After the fight, Tyson admitted to blanking out during parts of it, saying, "The last thing I remember is Jake bowing in the ring." Let that sink in. The man who once ruled boxing barely remembers the end of his own fight. Iron Mike isn't just a nickname. It's a legacy etched into the annals of boxing history.
And we wouldn't be here today without him. This man is an icon, and it's just an honor to be able to fight him. And he's obviously the toughest, baddest man on the planet, so.
With raw power and unmatched aggression, Tyson became an unstoppable.
58, a lot of people thought you shouldn't be here. A lot of people thought you'd be done and dusted in the first round. Do you feel like you proved the world wrong, that you could at least go 8 rounds with a younger man?
I didn't prove nothing to anybody, only to myself.
Force, setting records that still stand. At just 20 years old, he crushed Trevor Berbick in 1986 to become the youngest heavyweight champion in history. It was the start of a legendary career.
What do you have to say to the critics that brought that up?
Oh, no, I don't remember the fight that much. I kind of blanked out a little.
Sir, did you watch it back or anything, or no?
I never watched the fight. No, I have not.
Okay.
Tyson later admitted to blanking out during parts of the fight. "The last thing I remember is Jake bowing in the ring." Let that sink in. The man who once ruled boxing barely remembers the end of his own fight.
One that now faces its toughest battle outside the ring. Mike Tyson's reign was defined by brutal, explosive knockouts. 44 of his 50 career wins ended this way, with 24 first-round demolitions as his terrifying trademark. Tyson had the ability to finish fights before the bell even stopped echoing. He was the nightmare of every heavyweight contender. When he became the first fighter to simultaneously hold the WBC,
I watched the guy's face, and I watched that confidence bleed from his face instantaneously.
WBA and IBF titles, Tyson didn't just win, he dominated, cementing his place as one of the greatest in boxing history. Fast forward to his fight with Jake Paul, and the fallout has split the boxing world in two. On one side are Tyson's die-hard fans, who applauded him for simply stepping back into the ring at 58. On the other are the critics, who were far less forgiving. For them, the fight wasn't a glorious comeback, it was a spectacle, a cash grab disguised as sport. Many saw it as a stain on Tyson's legacy, arguing that it tarnished the reputation of a man who once struck fear into the hearts of champions. As for Jake Paul, it
wasn't about what he had left at 58. It was what maybe he might have, and the image, the scary guy, the guy that's going to eat your children, the guy who's the baddest man on the planet.
Polarizing figure. Some see him as the new face of boxing, proving the sport can evolve. Others view him as the ultimate symbol of everything wrong, questioning whether his rise is boxing's future or its downfall. Modern boxing has become flashy, loud, and often more about spectacle than skill, and Jake Paul knows how to capitalize on it. After defeating Mike Tyson, his celebrity boxing stock soared.
Your thoughts on what we saw?
Mike Tyson was right, and I was wrong.
Reigniting debates about what boxing truly represents. But ethical questions loom large. Should a 58-year-old, even a legend like Tyson, step into the ring for a professional bout? Critics argue it's dangerous, and Tyson's performance may prove them right. This fight wasn't just a loss. It was a sobering reminder that even the fiercest warriors cannot outrun time. For Tyson, it was another chapter in the harsh realities.
5 million and 40 million?
I think 20 and 40. Yeah, I think that's what I'd heard. You know, which I'm happy Mike got the money, and I'm happy that he didn't get hurt. That was my fear, that it was going to be a real fight and he was going to get hurt.
You've known him for a long time. I've known him for a long time.
Of aging in the spotlight. Here we are, staring down the barrel of Mike Tyson's legacy. And it's messy. The man who once ruled the ring like his personal jungle gym is now calling out Logan Paul for a potential fight. Yes, Logan Paul, after his lackluster performance against...
I don't know. Maybe his brother.
You want to fight Logan? Logan, I think he said you might be next.
I'll kill you, Mike.
Jake Paul, Tyson is still trying to stay in the game. Some argue it's about money. Celebrity boxing pays well, but let's be real, Tyson isn't hurting for cash. With millions in the bank, this isn't about finances. It's about something deeper. Maybe Tyson just can't let go of his glory days. There's a certain charm.
Wasn't the Tyson-Jake fight, wasn't that amazing?
Yeah. It's amazing they got paid so much money for that.
In staying relevant when the world has moved on, and Tyson clearly hasn't figured out how to stop craving the spotlight. So he calls out Logan Paul and the fight bus starts again. But there's a catch. How much of Tyson's legacy is he willing to risk? This isn't just about boxing anymore. It's about a man struggling to balance the echoes of his past with the realities of his present. Tyson's been through hell and back, yet the allure of the ring keeps pulling him in. How far he'll go to stay relevant is a question only time can answer.
I believe that he was making the money he says he's making. Showtime Boxing wouldn't have gone out of business, and Showtime would have made sure they kept paying him.
Instead of riding off into the sunset, Mike Tyson finds himself back at square one, trying to convince us, and maybe himself, that he's still got it. The problem, every time Tyson steps into the ring, he's adding to a story that doesn't need more chapters. His name is already legendary. He doesn't need another mark on his record to prove anything. But let's zoom out for a moment and see Tyson's comeback in a broader context. This isn't just about Tyson, it's about boxing itself. And oh boy, does it say a lot about the state of the sport. Celebrity boxing is now a thing, like it or not. Sure, the money is great, but at what cost? The spirit of boxing is being eroded. Where are the next Mike Tysons, the next Muhammad Alis? Instead, we're watching Instagram stars duke it out in shameless cash grab spectacles. Tyson's loss to Jake Paul wasn't just a personal failure. It was a glaring symbol of boxing's decline. It's a flashing neon sign that the sport, once defined by skill, heart, and legends, is losing its way, replaced by flashy distractions and diminishing its proud legacy. Starting with post-war solitaire,